When you got offered this Anthony Yarde fight, did you just say yes straight away before the money?
Well, to be honest with you, I got in and because the fight before the Arthur fight was meant to fight in Belarus. I don't know if you heard on the grapevine, but I was meant to take a fight against.
Yeah, I knew you were going to. Yeah.
Yeah, well, so that fight was it got passed for the WBA Intercontinental, and it was a tasty fight actually. Strong Russian kid. I had a look at him, and I wouldn't have to go looking for him either. So I thought, yeah, I quite fancy that. And then obviously the Arthur fight come, better purse, bit bigger, good belt, and I knew it would be a lot tougher fight. But BT Sports, I didn't have to travel to Russia, so I took that fight. Well, off the back of that, obviously after back of the other month, we got a phone call off Alcester again saying we're still interested in if you want to fight for the WBA against the same kid. So I got straight back in the gym, thinking that the Russian fight was going to be on the peak. We was looking around October time, and I thought keep the weight down and just work on where we started really at the start of the Arthur camp. And then this phone call come out the blue. He says, said, were you interested in the Yarde fight? I said, yeah, absolutely, definitely. He says, 3 weeks. 3.5 weeks, I think it was. I went, I says, let's have a look that way. So I weighed, I went, yeah, I'm interested, definitely. And then he says, oh, they're offering this. I went, oh, no, I'm very interested. Do you know what I mean? And he says, let me do a bit of negotiating and see what I can come up with. And, Carl did me proud and got me a good purse. But look, I mean, this is a fight I wanted 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean? This is I was chasing a while ago. I wanted. I said to Carl, definitely, if that fight comes up, I want it. He boxed Chris Hobbs for the Southern Area title. I wanted that fight then. When he was around that level. I'm not taking it now just because. Don't be wrong, the money is good, but I still would have said yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's a great fight. It's 2 headline shows in 6 weeks. Not many people can say they've done that.
No, and also he's a totally the polar opposite of what Yarde is the polar opposite of what Lyndon Arthur and Chacon was, isn't he?
Yeah. Like I said, the height difference is going to be a big factor in this for me. I think he's very good on the counter. He's got that jerky movement, and he's good. He's very solid. Do you know what I mean? So I'm expecting him to be, to be able to whack a bit bigger than any opponent I've been in with. I'm expecting that. Do you know what I mean? So, we'll see how it plays out.
And when you look on Twitter and you see these people saying you're going to get bashed up quick because he's fought Kovalev and all that, what do you say to them?
Well, I say exactly what I said when I boxed Lyndon. If I'd been in with the same people Yarde's been in with, I'd have the same record. If I'd been in with the same people Lyndon been with, I would have the same record. I've took chances from like 10 fights onwards. Like I said to you earlier, I went in the Ultimate Boxer just to have a go. Do you know what I mean? Great experience. I've got valid experience, and that's what people can't take away from me. And yeah, but people might look at my record and go, "Oh, he's got 4 losses, whatever." Well, read into it what you will. One of them's against the now British champion, one against the Commonwealth champion. Scott Westgard, bless his soul, was one against them who could mix it with either of them guys, and now I'm in against a world title challenger. So people can say that. I said to you the other night, it's not boxing people are saying that. You know what I mean? These box people are saying it's people who never really boxed before, don't really understand the game. So I'm not taking that to heart. It's everyone's entitled to opinion. So I know in my mind and in my heart what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah, I mean it's a fair point you make there, where you would have beaten everybody. Yeah, I would have. Well, most people would back you against everyone who Anthony's fought, I guess, wouldn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Anthony's beaten. I mean.
Yeah, I believe. Obviously, like I said earlier on to you, Kovalev, credit to him, going out, getting out of Russia, the Russian job. But look, I think anybody gone out there, the money he was getting for that as well. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the dough, isn't it? So,
of course,
he wouldn't have gone out there. He wouldn't have gone out there for peanuts. But fair play, Frank had a plan for him. He worked his way up. WBO European, WBO International, WBO. I don't know. Plastic Cup, whatever it was. He had every WBO belt going. And And yeah, he got his Kovalev chance, and you know, like I said, you know, he took him out in the 8th. So I can't knock him, and you know, there's a lot of hype around him. I don't buy into the hype. I'm not buying into the hype until I'm in there, and then I'll tell you how good he is. But until then, that's not down to me to look into his hype and look at the people surrounding him. He's fully yes men. That's not the way I go about my business. If he wants to go about that way, that's down to him. But you know, for me, I like to be surrounded by realists. And if I think someone tells me I'm shit, someone doing something wrong, someone tells me exactly why I'm going wrong, and I can do something about it. And I think that could be the difference. You know, I said to you the other day, is the people in his camp what can say to him, "Oh, you're doing this wrong. He's got this habit." Because we've seen a few. Do you know what I mean? I'll be looking at certainly, you know, a few things we'll be looking at, and you know, getting certain things off. So is the people in his camp surround, you know, what he's surrounded himself with, have they got the balls to tell him, "Oh, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right"? Do you know what I mean? So, and I think that could be a big difference.
Yeah. Well, when you, I mean, Carl's done a fantastic job with you. The last 6 weeks is testament to that, because you know you must probably earn more than, you know, apart from guys that might be in a world title fight. You're one of the biggest earners in British boxing, I should think, during lockdown. So the job Carl's done with you is testament. Where do you think you would be right now if you'd had a Frank Warren or a Eddie Hearn or even a Mick Hennessy on Channel 5 behind you from the off, promoting you and Carl managing you?
Yeah, it would be very interesting, wouldn't it? Because once again, I'm a massive ticket seller round here. You know, I did 500 tickets when I was at home. So, you know, and the proper turnout as well. You know, they're very loud. So, you know, I've got a good backing, and it would be very interesting, wouldn't it? But it's all woulda, shoulda, coulda, I suppose. Yeah. You know, I might get my break yet. You never know. You know, like I said, if I plan on beating Yarde, I'm not in there to sit down. And, you know, I've got a contract, they've got options on me. If I beat Yarde, then, you know, we could still be looking at a TV deal. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it, from the off? But I think it's done me good for my grounding and stuff like that. I haven't had a TV promoter as such. You know, I've got to work. I've done it the hard way. I've come up through the smaller shows, challenge belts. You know, was in line for area titles. I was mandatory twice for them, but they didn't happen. But it went through on my side. English title, and then, you know, we are where we are. I boxed for a Commonwealth title. That's an achievement in itself. To say when I turned over, I was off on the road. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's how life plans out, I suppose.
Well, I mean, look, you're going in there to win. You're confident of victory this weekend, but of course you can lose and get an L next to your record, but it's not the end of the road if it did go wrong this weekend, I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination.
No, and you know, this is the difference. When I went in with Lyndon, there was a Commonwealth title on the line. It was a massive, big opportunity, but lots of things went wrong in the lead up to that. I'd say lots of things went wrong. It was a big opportunity. I couldn't say no. With the short space we had, it was always going to be tough. With this fight, with the Yarde fight, everyone's expecting me to blow me out in a round. Well, the casuals anyway, in a round, 2 rounds. Have a day off, you know what I mean? That's not happening. That is not happening. And like, if people want to see that and he believes that, oh, fair enough. But I know different.
Yeah, just going away from boxing. How did you become a scaffolder? Because that's a tough job to combine with boxing. Really hard work.
Yeah, I mean, like I said again the other day, it's I've dipped and dived and done a bit of all sorts just to work around my boxing. Even as an amateur, I was travelling to Doncaster, 45, 50 minute, you know, because it was a good gym. I've done all sorts. I've been a bin man. I've been aircon refrigeration. Been on the steelworks. I've done a bit of all sorts to earn a quid, you know, a couple of quid here and there, just so I could eventually get that break. You know what I mean? And look, I mean, like you said the other on, I've earned quite a bit of money, you know, this year. And, you know, potentially now it is enough for me to maybe, you know, fully go for it for a year, you know, year and a half, and really see what I can do in the game. Funny times, obviously, with, you know, it's all behind closed doors at the minute, but that could lift at the end of the year. We never know. So, yeah, I mean, and going back to your question, the reason I got into the scaffolding was, once again, it was a sponsor. He says, because I was my previous employer, previous to that, I was at a paint factory, chemical plant. And it was good money, but it was shift work, and they won't let me have any time off. And when I moved up to like these 10 rounders, you need that time. You need proper time to prepare. for your weight making 12.7. Obviously, that's not the easiest, and just your recovery and everything between. I was going 6 to 2, and then going training. Obviously, Newark, it's 2.5 hours and just travel there and back, and then training. Do you know what I mean? And something I had to give, so I completely changed my job. Work there or work days, and because it was sponsor what got me in, he actually gives me time off. He don't pay me, but I just go in, I tell him what I need off, and you know, I normally have about 4 weeks off before my fight now, and that's made a massive difference. I don't believe I would have ever won an English title if I didn't make the big decisions to change my job.
Yeah. You qualified as a scaffolder, don't you? Have 1, 2s, and 3s and numbers what you are.
Yeah, I'm a part 1. Obviously, got slowed down. I've been there a year and a half now, so it got slowed down because of obviously what we're going through. But yeah, I'm part 1 scaffolder now, so yeah, the ball's rolling kind of thing. But like I said to you, it's very tough to combine the two because it's a very physical job, and you know, obviously the training's hard enough as it is. But we'll see. I enjoy it. That's the thing, you see. I enjoy it, and I enjoy the lads I work with, and it keeps me sane. You know, I put out a tweet and it got a load of likes, and it was, you know, I was basically just headlining BT Sports, and then next thing you know, on a Monday morning, I'm back at work. Loads of chubby contractors give me a load of shit about how I should have moved my head. Well, that's good. You know what I mean? It keeps me grounded, and I just had a chuckle to myself, and I thought, yeah, you know, that's what makes me who I am.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're a tough man. You know, you're a bit of a man's man, scaffolder, boxer. You know, musician, which we'll talk about. Was you a tough kid when you were little at school? Was you like the kid? Oh, don't mess with him. You know, you're a good guy. I can see you must be. Well, you weren't a bully, that's for sure. Yeah. But were you the kid who everyone kept away with? Because if they said anything wrong, they'll be over the fence or something.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I mean, not that I was aware of. Well, it can't have been because I mean, I started being an Irish dancer at the age of about 8 or 9.
You're joking?
And then, yeah, no, I was Irish dancer, yeah. And then it was from there, started a bit of karate, and then got into the boxing. I think it was around 13, 14. And at the start, I wasn't too keen. And then I thought, just do it for a bit of fitness. I had 2 fights at 14, and won one, lost one. And then I was out. I went playing rugby, and then I think that's when probably that's when I started to enjoy the physical aspect of things, and I started to put a bit of size on, and come back around 75k, and had a load of knockouts actually. I had about 5 on the trot, and then I thought, yeah, this is for me. You know what I mean? This is a bit more for me now, and went in through the seniors. I didn't really do much as an amateur really, but I enjoyed the physical aspect of it, and then, like I said, I only turned over to go on the road and earn a few quid. My boy was being born. I was 21. My boy was being born. Needed a few extra quid. And Carl says, why don't you have a go at selling? And it just took off.
If you were, I mean, you're a winning fighter, but if you were a road warrior, you'd get work every week. I guarantee that, because no one's going to stop you, and you know how to do the game. You would be, I mean, it's a compliment, because journeymen have to be good, and you'd be a brilliant journeyman. Brilliant.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, and I'd have just enjoyed my boxing, because a lot of people don't know, but as a trader as such, like when I was first learning, I'm a counterpuncher. I won't even come in for it. That's not my natural style. And I love counterpunching. I love just sitting back. But, you know, like I said to you earlier on, I've always boxed people who are taller. So, you know, that I kind of evolved my game. So I had to come forward and eat shots as such. And, you know, I love just sitting back and popping. And, you know, when I spar like the super middles and stuff, or even the heaviers as such, like the cruisers weights and the odd heavyweight I spar, I love it because they get to push me back. You know what I mean? I get to work on a lot of things. So I've got that to my game. And, you know, Carl knows this. Carl sees this day in, day out, which is another reason, you know, you might see something different in this yard fight. It's all well and good, you know what I mean, coming forward and hitting with heads and locking arms, but I've got more to my game. Yeah,
I'm just thinking when you were speaking there, I should have been listening because I was just thinking, again, what a roadman you'd be if you wanted to go down that. You would be at light heavyweight cruiser. You would just be the go-to man every week. You'll be coming out doing 4 rounds, 1,500 quid every week, giving Carl a drink and going home with £1,000 a week.
Yeah. It'd be nice. It would be nice. But like I said, I don't know. You get that. But then I suppose, you know, it's interesting. Look at I boxed Nathan King. And Nathan King started off well. Yeah,
he did start off well.
And then, so, you know, I don't want to and no disrespect to Nathan. I mean, I've shared a ring with him. I know how good he was, but I don't really want to go down that route as such. You know what I mean? I still want to be. I've won an English title. You
Yeah, of
know,
course. No.
so I still think I'm in contention, and I only dropped short against Shaq over 10 rounds.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it depends what you like, and I'm all the time learning. I turned pro quite reasonably young, really. 21. So, it's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster career, but it's not one where I'm just gonna look for the money fights as such now. But I've earned that. I've done the ticket selling. I've got to my spot now where if the money's there and in the away corner, I'm going to give it a go. Let's have a gamble.
Yeah, no, I was complimenting you, saying how brilliant you would be on the road if Journeymen are like to say if you can. You see kids that are winning fighters on these small shows and they're 9-0 because they face the Journeyman. Daft as it sounds, they wouldn't be good enough to go on the road.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Tell us about the Irish dancing. I never knew about this. Hey, you dressed up all in green, dancing around Scunthorpe.
Yeah. The Michael Flatley of Scunny. It was obviously we've got strong Irish roots in our family. So, and all the girls, all the girl cousins used to do the Irish dancing, and I don't know to this day. My mum must have done me dirty because next thing I know, I'm in a kilt and I'm done it around.
You were telling me your mum was a punk rocker recently, so.
Yeah, she was, yeah. And I don't know, I just kind of followed the crowd of the family, and I must have been pretty good because I've got plenty of trophies and that somewhere if I dig them out. My mum probably got them still now, but yeah, that's how it started, which is quite interesting, really, because you look at Lomachenko and he used to do ballet, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it kind of evolved. It's kind of come back round, and now back then you'd never dream of it, would you? You kind of think, bloody hell, but now it's kind of part of the game. You need it for your footwork as such, but yeah, it's I don't know any now, but yeah, that's where I started.
Yeah, great. I was speaking to a boxer today who's a really good surfboarder, and that helps his balance.
Yeah.
Just tell us before you've been generous with your time yet again, and I've remembered to record it this time. Tell us about the band that you've been playing with and your indie music. Are you a bit, do you dress up in all the Baco full suits and jump around or what?
No. I mean, it's folded now anyway, the band. It's no more. It was taking up a bit too much time, to be honest with you. It started off as it was a hobby, just a hobby to take my mind away from the boxing. It's something completely different. And yeah, I just did a bit of acoustic stuff, and then I got a message just saying, "Do I want to be interested in having a little jam with a couple of lads who was younger than me, and they were very, very good." So I went in a little jam with them, and then it just moved from there. Really, we just clicked. It was great. Enjoyed it. It's a different buzz. You know what I mean? And like I said, it really took off for me. I think at the start, people were coming to take the mick out of me, and then we got our own little following outside of my name, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was good. But then in the end, I think definitely towards the end, towards the start of that lockdown, we was getting kind of I was having to turn down gigs because I was training, I was in camp, and you know what I mean? And it was kind of like the lads had a lot of potential, whereas for me, it was a bit of a hobby. But you never know. Well, we'll get the boxing out of the way, and I thought I'd maybe give it another go. But for now, it's just on the side. It's on the back burner for a bit.
Before we let you go, let's give us a prediction of how the fight's going to go this weekend.
Yeah, so look, he keeps saying he's going to come at me, and what I think I read the other day, I keep getting tagged in things all over. I'm trying not to see him, and everyone's tagging me in these stupid bloody videos he's doing. And he says he's going to come and knock me out, spectacular knockout. Well, if he's going to come and he's going to have it and run into me, I'm going to have it with him. We'll meet fire with fire, simple as that. I'm not scared of him. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Muscles don't win fights. I told you earlier on, I'm not buying into the hype. Until I've been in there, then I'll tell you exactly how good he is. And that's the way I've always been, amateur or pro. So, yeah, if he's going to come try and knock me out, I'm going to spark him. It's simple as that.
Dec Spelman, brilliant speaking to you. Really enjoy, the few chats you've had. I've really enjoyed you. Colourful. You've got something to say that's interesting. It's fantastic speaking to you. And I'll catch up with you next week, I hope.
Nice one. Appreciate it.
All the best for Saturday.
Nice one, Steve. See you later, mate.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.